So I had a store for almost 2 years, and I opened it up by myself from scratch. I make a lot of money. And at one point, I was just like, all right, I make a lot of money. I have a lot of money. I have a lot of shit, but I don't own anything that's like physical where I can actually walk into and be like, this is mine. So one day I roll over and I call my best friend and I said, I want to open a store. Look into this mall, look up to I gave her like a few locations. And the mall by my house is actually like the biggest one in Jersey right now. It's the Garden State Plaza. So I opened I opened the store. Let me tell you something what happened at the store. I opened the store. I had no idea what it took to run a store. I've never worked at a store. I've never actually had, I have nothing to do with salesmen. I have nothing to do with stores. I have nothing to do with anything to do with the mall. I opened up a store. I started working there. The first couple of months were rough. Hiring employees was a headache. Dealing with employees was a headache. Dealing with the customers wasn't so bad as much as dealing with the employees. Yeah, inventory was hard. So to keep it short, opening the store was an experience that was needed because now I know what it takes to run your own business. It's not what people think it is. It's not like, oh, you have a store, you're rich now. I feel like it was a lot of money coming in, but a lot of money coming out, a lot of bills, a lot of responsibilities. If you don't have the right team behind you, terrible idea to open a store. And within the year, I'm like, wait a second, I'm never here. Like my house is 15 minutes away from my store. I'm never here. I'm always on the road. Bills are coming in left and right. My overhead is extremely high. Like who the hell wants to be paying 12 grand on rent? And then you still gotta pay rent at home. Keeping up with the inventory was hard because I had to do it. Especially with the online thing going on now. You literally have, if I buy this shirt, I literally have 7 to 12 days to sell it in stores before it's burnt out online. So it's kind of tricky having a store. I got rid of it, to be honest. On my birthday, on my 20th birthday, I was packing my store up. The mall decided that they want to do construction on my side of the mall. So they gave me the option to either move to the other side of the mall or they can close out my lease for free. And it was like a blessing that came. I'm like, wait a second. It was kind of weird because it's like the location that I wanted at the mall was finally available for me on the other side of the mall. But then I could get out of it and just be free. And I had to pick in between one or two. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I could go to the location that I really wanted from the beginning, upstairs, but I would pay more rent. I would have to rebuild my store, and I will have to deal with this all over again. Or close down your store, keep your money in your bank account, live your life, travel with no worries, and reopen when you're ready. But I don't think I'm gonna, I'm gonna open a store up again, but now I'm looking into restaurants. Don't ask me why. Another adventure that I just woke up one day and I say, you know what? I'm opening up a restaurant. I'm just like that. And when I opened that store up, literally I started the paperwork. I had nothing. Eventually in the future, I'm gonna tell you what I had going on. Y'all be like, why would you even open a store during that time? But the store was mainly like, it's a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility. It's not as fun as people make it seem online. Being a business owner sounds amazing because you work for yourself, but then you have other people working for you. That's the part that people skip right there. Yeah, you don't work for no one else, but yeah, you have people working for you that have no common sense. And some do. I have a few employees that were really great. It was actually their first jobs and stuff, so that was a nice experience.
If you weren't able to break that lease for free, what was the original terms of your lease as far as 2, 3-year lease, 4-year lease, 5-year lease?
So the mall has two different type of lease. They have long-term, and they have not short-term. It's called can't remember the words. So they have a long-term and they have a short-term lease. The short-term lease is a year lease, but the only thing with that is that if a bigger company comes, like let's say MAC or Victoria's Secret or someone, and wants your location for a long-term lease, they give you 14 days to move. Mm. And they'll either try to find you a location on the other side of the mall, or you just gotta completely get out. With my issue, if the only option was to move to the other side of the mall, honestly, to be honest and keep it real, I would have just said, fuck my deposit and fuck the company, I'm closing it down.
And broke the lease?
And broke the lease, sue the company. Because I'm not doing it, not for another year. I had just signed my lease too. I think it was like 6 months in. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it for another year. I can't. I was going crazy. I was very unhappy with the way it looked. I was very unhappy with what was going on with the store. The store was great. The store was making money. But it's just not my vision. Like, you know when you finally get something and you're like, this is not what I want. It's just one of those things I was just like, all right, the store thing is not for me as for right now.
Overall, did you break even with your investment in this store? Did you profit or did you lose money in the end?
At the end, I lost money because I invested so much money into it, and it wasn't the right time to close. But it was either throw away more money, right? Trying to make the money back. Actually, not even throw away. Risk throwing away more money or making the money back, or just saying, you know what, fuck it. Just take the loss. I didn't take 100% loss because I still have I have everything, the inventory, everything's still with me. So I can always go online. I'm gonna go online though. I'll probably give it to my sister though, to be honest, because I don't want it. I haven't been to the mall since I closed, and everything I buy is online. So that tells you something. Actually, most of my customers were online. I had a lot of walk-ins, but it wasn't how you think it would be. Like people were buying, but I think I was making more money online than I was in the store.
You had an online store simultaneously.
Originally, I started online. I had a boutique online, and I got bored with myself, actually. I had too much time in my hand and too much money, and I said, you know what, let me just go open the store down the street. So I opened the store in the mall, and I took online off. I changed the name completely too. When I went to go sign the, what is that called?
The lease?
No. When I went to go put in the permit for the town, for the store, you gotta get the permit for the name in the store. I changed my store name completely from what it was online. Literally went from Stephanie to Jamila. It used to be called Stephanie D. And when I went to go sign, I was like, Stephanie D. Jamila. And I just made it into a whole new store and started a whole new thing, changed the look, changed the clothing.
Just curious, my last question on that is, when you did have just the online store before you had the physical store, in terms of money, were you breaking even? Were you profiting on the online side?
I was
Or were
profiting
you
more.
losing?
So online, I was profiting more because I didn't have an overhead. I didn't have employees to pay. I didn't have fees I had to pay. I didn't have fines I had to pay. So online did better because whatever I was selling it, I was making the profit from it without having the overhead. Um, if I could go back, I would have never opened the store and I would have just made online bigger. But definitely online, you profit from it if you do it the right way. That means, managing your money right, making sure your sales are on top, making sure that the items that you're selling are up to date, and keeping up with the trend.
Were you actually personally shipping these items yourself?
Yes.
You were.
Every morning I will get up and I will pack it and take it and ship it. I have help. My friends help me on the days that I'm not there, and family. I would teach them like, all right. And then when I would be booked out of town, I'll ask them like, hey, can you please pack this? Online was great, actually. Now the store, imagine having to host. Then now you gotta travel to this state and that state because you gotta go buy clothing. Then you gotta bring the clothing back or ship it back. Shipping it costs a lot. Then the clothes arrive in a box. Now you gotta take out the box. Mind you, in between all this time, I'm still bartending, I'm still filming, I'm still hosting, I'm still dealing with my other businesses that get on my damn nerves. I'm still, trying to keep up with my personal life. I'm still trying to keep up with my dating life. And I'm sitting here having to go to the store sometimes, not sometimes, often, to unpack this clothing, take it out, put it in hangers, tag it, put it in a computer, and put it on the floor. Like, that was my job. Well, I had a lot of jobs at the store. But it was a lot of hard work for me and for everybody else that was involved, my friends, my family. Yeah.